What's good everyone, it's Zigzag here, welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Forgive me for being a bit sick today, but I wanted to bring this video because it is slightly urgent. We're playing in a little bit of a competition here in one of the pro Geoguessr discords. So basically the way it works is you get 1 point for a third place, 2 points for a second place, and 3 points for a third place. The first season went pretty well for me. I actually came third overall, but RC absolutely rolled everyone. Well, the threat of that happening again is very imminent because he's on 19 points here. Meanwhile, I'm only on 2. I had much worse time of it this time. But the thing is, I've got 6 seeds left to play, so hopefully we can take some points away from RC with some top 3 finishes here, and otherwise, hopefully we can just play well, and it'll be interesting to see how I go against what is largely the best players in the world. So yeah, this should be really fun. Let's jump straight into the first seed here. Region guessing. They're all no moving, panning, or zooming, which really suits me. And yeah, let's get straight into things here and see how we can play. Okay, first one here. Do we have like some southern US action? That's the way it feels to me. We're driving right. We've got a big lorry that's kind of American style. We have southern reflectors here, this yellow reflector. The only other really big option here would be like around LA, but I think these trees would definitely say that we're somewhere in the south here. And the way the reflectors are set up does remind me of like Florida, Georgia. So I'd probably say Georgia here. We're on a fairly big highway going southeast, so I might just kind of click middle Georgia. And that is, I think, what I'll go for here. So let's see if I'm right about that. And okay, was Georgia there? A lot of people were getting it because it was just outside Atlanta, but we only dropped 400 points. So hopefully that's not too bad of a start. Topotic on top at the moment. Let's head through to the next round, which is looking like the Philippines here, almost certainly 2023 coverage. So at this point, it shouldn't be in Mindanao. It should just be all the other islands possible. And to me, this is fairly neutral vibes. I thought maybe like southern Luzon or something like that, or maybe just central Luzon or something. So may hedge it like this or something. Yeah, I'm just gonna go like that, I reckon. And okay, was actually a good little switch there. Ends up being on Mindoro. So we're in the top 5 at the moment, which is really good because presumably about 20 or 30 people played this. So next round here. And we're in Chile, and we have massive mountains to our east. I think this might just be Santiago because they are huge and they look pretty dry. Yeah, I would say this is Santiago indeed. So we're on an east-west grid as well. I would say if it's not Santiago, then it's somewhere nearby. That's really my opinion here. So I think I'm just going to go for it. Any other clues that we could glean here? Not particularly, in my opinion. The mountains definitely seem to dip in the middle there a little bit, which I could see being this little section here. So maybe I'll just go for that. Yeah, let's go for that. And okay, was the other side of Santiago, everyone getting it. We're still in 5th position here. So what was that? That was round 3. So we've still got plenty of time to make up the points. Next one here is New Zealand. We got a white tag with a black tag on the pole here. Not really sure what that would mean. Planted trees here. Does remind me of the South Island, I would say. Fence is also feeling consistent with the South Island. So we're looking south here to some hills. It doesn't feel like all the way south on the South Island either. It probably just feels like somewhere around here. So we need to find some terrain that fits here, of course. I wanted about this kind of region here. The southwesterly road angle actually does kind of fit, but otherwise I'm not super keen on the guess. But I can't really think of anything better, so I'm just going to go for it here. And okay, it was, yeah, all the way down there. Lots of people have been practicing New Zealand recently, so yeah, not the best. We should be out of contention here unless round 5 is really hard. And what are we going to have? Some Chile action here. This is pretty standard, like somewhere between Santiago and Copiapo. La Serena probably feeling the best here. I'm just going to go for that inside the mountains here. And it was right there. Okay, so there we go. That was a 22,600. Let's check out how all the other pros did on this one. We're up 7th out of 24, which is obviously a pretty good effort there. Eddie getting the win there with a 24,000. Obviously, we would have had to have nailed the New Zealand because that's where we lost our points. And even still, we were quite a bit behind Eddie, so well played to him. Nothing too crazy here. We had pretty similar sands on the US. The Chiles were also pretty similar as well, everyone getting in the right region. New Zealand, I imagine, yeah, was the tough one here. Seems like everyone kind of got that. I wonder if there was a meta I actually missed there. Maybe the black sticker on the pole, but a lot of people sent North Island, which was their downfall, of course. And then finally, we had the Philippines where, yeah, everyone kind of just got the right region. Okay, nice. Okay, next seed. Let's jump straight in here, see how we can play. Starting off in what I would think would be India. And we have fancy lights here, which I don't think I've ever seen in India before. But yeah, this should be like kind of northern-ish India, I thought. So it could just be somewhere in the middle. I also kind of thought, and forgive my voice, it's sounding a bit sick, but I also kind of thought Rajasthan or something like that here. Is that possible? So I'm looking for palm trees here, which you normally see up down south rather than up north. And I don't really see any. I feel like this is probably still the type of round where you just kind of hedge in the middle instead of being too risky. So I'll go Sagar here. Feels fine to me. And it pays off. It is in lock now. Now, somehow, Topodic gets it, which is really impressive. But we're actually not too far away. I mean, we're already 1,000 points behind. But yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. It could be much worse. And crucially, RC is not in the top 5, so that's already a good sign as well. Next one here, we have some Turkey action. It's fairly green here, a lot of green trees. I'm thinking this is more western for that reason. And we're going east to west on a pretty big highway here. We've got quite a lot of like olive trees as well. This is kind of a difficult round to me. I'm not really sure exactly where I'd put it. Maybe out towards Izmir or something like that. We're going east to west. So yeah, I don't know. It's just somewhere like between Bursa and Antalya, in my opinion. I'm not really sure where, so I might just go for this. Can we make a last minute switch? Maybe it does feel a bit further south to me, but then again, I don't really see where these mountains are going to be. I'm just going to hedge it a little further south here. And damn, we should have hedged it a bit further north, like where we were, but that's still a good score, I suppose. We're not too far behind the pace here, so let's see what happens on round number 3. Next one, we are in the US, I believe. That looks like a US electricity cable. And what do we have? Like, the houses are kind of strange here. Are they like Texas houses or something? The road doesn't feel particularly Texas. I could also see like Oklahoma working fairly decently here as well. We have like a concrete-ish road. Yeah, it's very strange to me. Obviously dead flat, quite red soil. I think Oklahoma's working the best in my opinion, but yeah, it's kind of depressing here. I don't really know what the vibe really is, but I'm gonna go Oklahoma City. Feels decent to me. And okay, it was actually Houston there. Definitely gettable. I was gonna go Dallas if I was gonna go Texas. And so this is, again, bringing RC quite a bit up, and we have Fungus in the lead, though, at the moment. I think still with the red soil, I would not be sending Houston, so that's definitely quite a difficult one there. Okay, next round here. I wonder if we had front plates or something that I missed. Next one here, we have some southern US, I would say. Not sure about these trees, though. They could be more northern. Houses feel kind of small, which would work for the south of the US. And overall, I do kind of get that vibe, more or less. We have an interesting mix of pines and deciduous as well. Not really sure what it would mean to me, but I am kind of just thinking like Alabama, Mississippi, or something like that on a round like this. We don't have any like reflectors on the road, which also makes life a little bit more difficult. And we do have some slight hills, so I'm going to hedge it up north. I think I'm going to go North Alabama here. And okay, not a bad guess. It was South Carolina, though, North Carolina, and yeah, I guess maybe the lack of reflectors helped Fungus and RC to get the correct guess there. I think we're pretty much out of contention here with that really difficult round, and yeah, it doesn't really seem too possible. And we have a fairly standard Turkey, again, kind of gives me a west vibe here. Maybe this time with all the poplars a bit further north as well. I might just go north of Ankara here if I'm going for my best guess. I mean, we're not really top 5 contention here anyway, so it shouldn't matter too much. But yeah, look at this like kind of fairly lush green vegetation over here. I think I am in the right region with this kind of guess like that. And okay, not at all. It was actually south. Everyone goes north there. I mean, I don't really blame them because I was only really thinking north at all. And there we go. So that was a 18,000, obviously, on this occasion, 21,000 being the top score. We've not missed a country yet, but we have not gotten particularly close here, just middle of the pack on this occasion. 11th out of 23 participants. And okay, let's jump into the next round here, see how we can go. And what are we starting off with here? A North Sumatra pole, so it has an evenly spaced crossbar, but with 3 insulators that are uneven. So yeah, this pole is very useful to know. And we have sugarcane here, interestingly. But yeah, this is probably the most useful pole for the whole of Indonesia, because it's only ever found in North Sumatra. Now, it is pretty flat here. I would kind of be thinking near Medan, but it could also be this region here. I think all in all, I do prefer near Medan. We're also on a grid, although not necessarily because the road bends, but I'm just going to go near Medan here indeed. And okay, what's the other side of Medan? Almost went for that. Damn, Topodic has been making some nice guesses. First round of both the last 2 seeds actually popped off, but we're pretty close here, just outside the top 5, so that is absolutely fine. Next one here, what do we have going on? It feels like it might be Brazil with this vegetation, the palm, the red soil, 2023 coverage I see here. Now, to me, this would be quite southern. We don't see any piranha pines, which you like to often see when you guess in the south of Brazil. Same time, I don't really see any evidence that it wouldn't be south. It does kind of give me that vibe. But yeah, to me, this is like between Santa Catarina and Belo Horizonte, and we're kind of made to make a bit difficult decision here, actually. I'm going to trust the south vibes here. I think I actually do prefer like a Curitiba guess or Blumenau or something like that, but we'll see if I'm right about that or not. And oh, we are really close there. We jump into the lead. Yes, this is exactly what we needed. I knew it was a bit risky. I think, you know, I don't really know. Maybe my real guess would have been up here, but I thought I should just trust my initial instinct. And yeah, well, I'm not going to say it was my real guess because this was my real guess and we got a great score. But okay, let's see if we can hold on to this lead. Next one here, Reddish Road. And we're in Alberta here with blue street signs. These little bollards here, these are the Albertan ones. Now, how far north does this seem? It almost feels quite far north to me, but maybe that's just the overcast nature of the weather here. I'm probably just going to go for a safe guess in this kind of corridor between Edmonton and Calgary. Maybe hedging a little more towards Edmonton. I don't really know. I think I'll hedge a little more towards Edmonton here, but to me, this just could be anywhere between the two cities. And okay, well, it was a pretty good guess there. We maintain the lead by over almost 1,000 points, and Topotic is the only one who's close to us at this stage. So yeah, we're on a real smoker here. Next one here, and we are in Malaysia, a good country for me. We should be in the mainland of Malaysia with this black sticker on the pole, and it is definitely one we could lose some points. We have a ton of palms, and I don't see any like regional metas, I believe, to help us out too much. So I would say it kind of feels like South Malaysia, but honestly with my lead, I might just have to hedge it. We do have quite some mountains, so it doesn't feel all the way south, I suppose. And it's a bit of an unpleasant one. I feel like it feels more west coast than east coast here. So I'm probably just going to hedge it near Kuala Lumpur. We have the white car. I don't know, I'm just going here. Let's find out exactly what it actually is here. And it was north there. So we actually fall down into second, but we're very close. Oh man, gettable. Maybe the mountains did look north actually in hindsight. Something about the pole really reminded me of south at first, and then I realized the mountains were not going to be south. So we hedged quite badly there, and now we have to make up 150 points. And it's unfortunate that Topotic was the only one to get actually close there, because he's the one we didn't want to get close. But okay, let's see what the last round is. Hopefully something difficult, and it feels like it's going to be Java, which we know because the people are wearing helmets here. But I'm joking. But it's not the greatest round for us, I would say. It should just be West Java, Central Java, or Bunten here. I'm getting more of that West Java kind of Bunten vibe, so I'm probably just going to guess here. But ultimately, we should probably hedge a little more. Let's just go for this here. And it's bad. Oh, it's bad. How do they get this correct? I don't know. We drop into third, so we do pick up a point there, our first point of the whole thing. But, I mean, they're just hedging for middle. And I had to go for something if I wanted to win, I guess. But yeah, I mean, let's check this out. Where does everyone else go? Because I could have sworn that my guess wasn't too bad here. Everyone gets it. They all just hedging in the middle, I guess. Unless I missed something there completely. Everyone gets this. Everyone gets the... Well, no one gets the Malaysia. And I assume everyone gets this. Yes, and everyone should have got the Brazil, except for... Only 3 of us got the Brazil correct. So, yeah. Not too bad there, I guess. A third place is definitely takeable. But let's head into the next seed here. We've done 3 now. We've got 3 more to go. This one looks like Texas to me. Typical Texas vegetation. Road doesn't feel that Texan, though. But I'm really trusting the tall wooden pole and these kind of live oaks. I think they're live oaks. Really reminds me of the Texas area here. So I'm thinking maybe Austin, or what does it really look more like? Austin, San Antonio, Houston to me, I think. But I might just hedge it a little further north in case. It's an interesting one. And I could still be wrong. Although it looks like the trunk has a front plate, which is also good for, I guess. I'm just going to guess here. And okay, it was Austin. Damn, we moved off Austin, but we're still 4th place. Really good start there. Heading through to the next round. We have a bunch of palms here. We have a blue roof. Now that's interesting. What do I like better? Is that more of an Indonesian thing or more of a Philippines thing? The round immediately reminded me more of the Philippines, and I think that's where I'm going to go. But we don't see anything. Like, this is extremely rural. So it does make life a little bit difficult here. Yeah, I don't know. The density of the palms makes me go Philippines here. I hope that's not a brake light that I've just seen. It would be Indonesia. And okay, wowee. It was actually Thailand, which I never even mentioned, and Fungus and RC get it. These two tend to always be getting it correct together in these games so far. And trying to think, did I even see anything? Maybe the brake light on the car. I think they actually just used the brake light on the car. Was there actually one there? Because I only really realized that in the last second. But I mean, there is maybe the slightest hint of red there. So that actually could help you not go in, well, maybe they can comment. I don't really know. Maybe that's a Thai pole and they somehow recognize that from behind. Maybe these fence posts are actually quite Thai. I've seen those there before. But yeah, difficult round. We have to make really nice guesses from here on in. Next one here should be somewhere in Malaysia. Now, we might have to go for a hero play here. We have very thin poles, which reminds me more of Sarawak or Sabah. And I think the hero play is just to go for a Sarawak guess here. I think it's going to be somewhere down here. It could be the mainland, and in which case I would probably guess like Kelantan. Maybe that's the safer guess, but I'm going to go for this instead. And okay, it was just mainland, Selangor. Yeah, we were already so far behind here. We had to go for something interesting. And yeah, we can just finish out this seed now. Shouldn't be anything too interesting. That was Western. And the last one should be just somewhere in southern US. Grainy pavement obviously reminds you of Texas, but I think the trees and everything, they almost feel a bit further north, actually. I'm looking at the makeup here. No, we do have southern pines, I think. So maybe it is further out this direction. I kind of got more of like a Georgia, Alabama vibe initially. You know, I don't actually know it all, so I'm going to go Mississippi. I think that's a fine guess. And it was Virginia, and RC exactly knew where it was, around this national park. That's quite a crazy guess because no one else even gets within, well, the best score is like 1,000 points away. So kind of crazy. And there we go. 13,000, obviously. There's no real point of looking at this one. We pretty much should be last here. Yeah, 23rd. Lenley and Kodiak getting below me. Well, I guess that's at least something, but they're both good players. But yeah, this was just a tough one. Okay, if we go into the next seed, let's hope this one's a good one. We haven't had too much luck so far, but we did get a third, which I think is actually decent when you consider how many people play. But okay, this one, what copyright? It's actually pretty essential here, 2022. So is this going to be Sweden or Finland is the real question here. I think it looks more like Finland in my opinion. So I'll probably go there. 2022 coverage is obviously all the Gen 4 so far, except that might have just changed in the last few days. I think they are publishing new stuff now, but yeah, I'm just going to go Southern Finland here. And it was Sweden, and people get it. People get it in a big way. How is everyone getting that so correct? I don't really know. Maybe it's the ferns or something, or maybe they're just making nice guesses. Honestly, a lot of the people you would expect to be making really nice guesses haven't here, but Demetra and Debre, obviously very strong. Hasberg is 3 kilometers away here. Krumbach as well. Germans may know this, or what does that say? Mindelheim or something. Not really sure here. Well, it's actually the vibes here instead. Kind of feels more southern to me. Hasberg, yeah, never heard of the place, unfortunately. But I kind of thought like just guessing like this would probably be a good idea. The trees, they don't really feel Polish, which is good. We don't really have any Scots pines, but yeah, apart from that, not really getting too much off this. I'm just going to go near Würzburg, where I lived for some time. And it was further south there, and the Germans get it correct. 3 Germans right there, and everyone else probably not getting it too correct, so that's fine. Next one here, we got some Argentina, and we have an east, but going slightly north, heading to the road here. We have quite a bit of vegetation. The road's kind of brown as well. I kind of thought that we might be like in Rio Negro province or something like that here. That feels kind of good to me. So we're easterly, but we're going slightly north. So this kind of angle does work quite nicely. It's also pretty flat, so I might just go for this guess. I think it wouldn't be further south than Puerto Madryn, in my opinion. And it could be all the way up to Mendoza, but let's just go for this guess. It should be okay. And it wasn't too bad, although a lot of people get the road there because of the angle, I guess. Yeah, so well done to them. Our region guess is not too bad, though. It probably still keeps us in contention here. And next one here. Is this just going to be Bolivia? I guess region guessing map probably doesn't have Bolivia in it. So probably just Peru then. And if it's Peru, it's probably Lima. It does feel like a big city here. The rockiness of it as well kind of feels like reminiscent of what I've seen in Lima before. So I think I would go up here in some of the like northern suburbs of Lima. Alternatively, I'd say it's one of the bigger cities down south. Could even be Puno or Juliaca, although they're both a bit flatter than this, I think. And then any of these bigger cities down here also pretty possible in my opinion. And it was indeed Lima there, but a bunch of people getting it correct. And so let's head forth into the fifth round. And this is going to be in Nigeria. Now, this car is normally found either east or west. I don't think it's too much in the middle, so it should be like here or here. And vibes-wise, I got more of a west vibe here, but the soil is indeed very red, which is something that is maybe more common in the east. So I got to kind of consider that here. I think because we're behind, we should go for the west guess here. So I'm going to go over here instead. And it was just in the east instead as well. I think even if we had have absolutely nailed that, which I probably would have, we were too far behind. Indeed, I would say so. Okay, final seed, and I have to leave in 5 minutes, so we will go quickly here. But the first round, we are looking like some low cam here. We have a white guardrail. Should be somewhere in Japan. I get no strong vibe here, so I really think that a Tokyo guess could be good on this occasion. Somewhere up on the mountains here is probably going to be fine in my opinion. Yeah, it is interesting. Like, it feels like we're at quite an altitude here, but apart from that, I don't really get anything, so I'm just going to go for this guess indeed. And it was near Osaka there. Man, it's just so frustrating. Every round one, I feel like we've taken a big loss, but this was not a particularly easy round in my opinion, just felt like nothing. Next one here, we got Peruvian flags. We have lots of rock walls. We have terraced farms as well. This feels probably like more so the southern part of the country in my opinion, but yeah, Peru's never really been my big strength. By the way, we've had a severe lack of Australia in these seeds, I must admit. But okay, let's guess down here, I reckon. So if it looks like this, then probably closer to Cusco or Ayacucho. Maybe Ayacucho is a better hedge for kind of if it was out towards Ica or Nazca, so I think I'll just go for that here. And okay, it was near Arequipa there, and of course the usual suspects getting very close indeed. Man, when Radu is close, it's always fungus. I mean, I know these guys play a lot together, but seriously, they are very much in sync with one another. Next one here, we got the black car, and we're somewhere in the US. I think this kind of very grainy pavement mixed with corn crops would make you lean Illinois, so I'm just going to send it here. And it was in central Illinois there. That's at least something nice where I think we're closest there, so that is good. Okay, next one here. We're going to be somewhere in southern Norway, I would say. Red houses, wooden poles. Everything looks Norwegian, although the road is surprisingly bad. And we also have a white car, so maybe this is actually over the border in Sweden, you know. I mean, we do have a Volvo, so that would definitely be something you do see quite often in Sweden. And I think maybe the poor road quality will make me guess over the border here. But it shouldn't be too far because we do have some significant hills. So I think I'll just go for here instead. And okay, it was all the way up there. I mean, actually kind of gettable. Everyone gets Sweden there, which is kind of impressive to me. And it was all the way up Umeå way, which is pretty crazy to me. Definitely looked like Oslo area, but that's okay. And the next one here, we have some New Mexico plates. We're definitely in the US regardless, and we should pick something that's kind of northwesterly, but slightly more north than west, so maybe like this would fit. Is this like an interstate? It should probably be an interstate highway, at least from what I could tell. And the landscape is kind of vaguely, it definitely is kind of hilly. Does it feel more like Texas or more like Arizona? It probably feels more like Arizona, so I think I would maybe try this kind of angle here. This actually feels pretty decent, so let's just leave it there. We'll see if we're right or not. And okay, it was the interstate except 25 there. Radu gets it correct, of course. So there we go. No cigars on these seeds. Unfortunately, just the Brazil guess, which is one that was like way above everyone else. But this was even not many people playing the seed yet, and yeah, we miss out, unfortunately. But guys, I can definitely do this one in the future. Unfortunately, we weren't able to take any big wins here, but I mean, really the takeaway here is that you just need to be much better at the US than what I am to dominate these. I think it just shows up so often these days, especially because I think the trend is to put more US because it's such a non-meta reliant country. So definitely one to be learning. But guys, thank you so much for watching the video all the way to the end. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, and goodbye.